WHHI-TV at Holy Trinity Classical Christian School. It's always a treat to be here, and today we're outdoors and we're going to be meeting the newly appointed grammar school principal, Miss Amy Moseley. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, you're not new to the school, and so we're going to talk a little bit about your background first.
Okay.
Tell us about
Well,
that.
I'm from Beaufort. I was born and raised here, but moved away for college and graduate school and marriage and children, and so we moved back almost 2 years ago.
Well, that's kind of neat. You've come full circle, and obviously this is part of your upbringing in your home, so it's part of your heart to be here and being able to teach. So that's just a wonderful thing. So you've been here at the school, but you've been teaching 6th grade?
6th grade, yes.
Tell us about that and the transition now.
6th grade is such a year that of going from being really in the grammar school age of learning and stretching a little bit into the logic stage, and we can talk about that in a little bit, but just that kind of mixture of still being babies and then growing into the tween environment. So you kind of have to be able to be very structured but yet flexible at the same time. So with humor.
With humor. And having that experience at the younger middle school and then now being in charge of the grammar school, you can kind of get them prepared for what's ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Some of the things you're looking forward to doing as you start to get into this role for next year.
Okay. So I have years of experience in as being head of schools and principal, and so one of the things I love most about that is getting to know the families really well. Not just developing the strong relationships with the teachers, because without great teachers you don't have a great school, but the relationships with the families and the parents, that's just so critical and so important to really foster that and create a nurturing environment for all. We're not just isolating the children. It's a group effort.
That's so important, especially in today's culture and climate, to be involved. Parents need to be involved with the children's education, and it needs to be a two-way street. So I'm so glad to hear you say that, which is one of the things that puts Holy Trinity, sets it apart. So what other things would you share about, if I'm a parent, I'm looking to say, hey, is this the right place for my child? What would you say to them?
Because there are many wonderful schools with different, trains of thought. The thing that I love so much about classical Christian education is that we endeavor to always integrate truth and virtue into everything we do. So that means we want our students and children to be able to know what is true, follow what is good, and love what is beautiful. Truth, goodness, and beauty. And so you always want to point them to that, and that involves teaching them classical literature, history, all along biblical timeline as well, so that we can learn from tragedies and success at the same time.
And I love, of course, your focus here that sets you all apart is you're taking a biblical worldview and not a different worldview. And we were talking earlier off camera, and that's so important in today's world. It's really a tough place to navigate for students these days. Yes. So what are you most excited about as you kind of get ready for taking over full time?
So many aspects. Probably I love working with children of all ages. I've done a little bit of teaching everywhere from kindergarten through, lower high school, 8th and 9th grade. And just developing those relationships and getting to know them. Children will inherently want to obey and do what is right if you have a really strong relationship with them. If they know that you care deeply about them, then they will want to be like you. They will want to follow you. So that's why it's so important to always point them towards truth, because we know that what you love, what you value, you will do. You'll follow that. So if we're exposing them to things that are beautiful and teaching them how to love that, they will gravitate towards that more naturally.
Yes, amen. And isn't that what we're all called to do, is love others and love the Lord and love others as well? So I just love how that's your mission, and that's something you're
Yes.
planning in all that you do as the end goal.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have a great, I know it's going to be great. Can't wait for the students to
I am.
be under your leadership,
Yeah.
and we'll come back and see how it's going. So
Great.
thank you, Amy, for sharing.
Great.
You all stay right there. We'll
Thank
be
you.
back with more 843 TV.